Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to 3 in the Key, the hottest basketball show in all of the land. I'm your host from the West Coast, Justin Pooni, joined with my J-Unit brethren, Jelani Goodride-Reid, and the most annoying person of the day today, Noor Zainab. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well.
Amazing.
Yeah? You want to sing again?
Lore.
Okay,
Oh.
let's stop. So we got a busy day today on the show. A lot of Raptors rumors, a lot of Raptors talk, some talk about Chris Paul potentially getting out of the desert, and
Right.
who's the one NBA player you would not want to shit talk. But before we get to all of that, please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
Absolutely.
Amazon Podcast, wherever the hell you get your podcast service. We're also on YouTube. Please like and subscribe to the Homestand YouTube.
And we usually
channel.
have an actual show dedicated to the Raptors on Homestand NBA. We actually covered the whole OG Anunoby saga today, so check that out. Throw it back right to you. Here, take the baton. Right back to you. Just have to the assist. Now back to you.
That was not an assist. That was a hijacking.
Got the dunk though, so
I don't know about that.
got the dunk.
You didn't even tell them where you could find the show at on Homestand YouTube.
You just did.
Anyway, before we get more down the line with you two singing, it's not a karaoke night because you know Jelani carries on karaoke night.
That's right.
Lonnie carries Coke? Is that what you just said?
Well, I had a Coke, a drink, as in a drink.
Guys, it's been a weird day in the Homestand studios.
Yeah.
I'm actually the most sane
That
one
is
today.
true. That is
I'm
very
the most
true.
sane one here today, which is unbelievably abnormal. Noor is like
Noor's feeling nice.
she's on some different planet today.
I think it's all the Raptors rumors right now.
Yeah, she's
I'm coping. I'm coping.
You know what
I
she
don't
is?
know what
She's
to do.
masking because her
I don't
fake
know what to
fandom
do.
towards the Raptors is getting to her.
Damn.
Are you
You gonna hold that?
Are you the one on
Did I
coke?
say
Because
that?
I'm about
There we
to
go.
lose
We got her
OG
back.
and Anunoby on this team, and you want me to come here? Like, there's two options we're gonna get right now. Okay, either me crying, throwing up,
No, thank
stomach
you.
aches
No, thank
everywhere,
you. No, thank you.
Ew.
or you're gonna get me hyper aware of the whole situation and try to cope with humor. And if you can't do either, you can't sit in the kitchen. Get the hell out.
That's the wrong saying.
That's not
That makes
the right
no
one, is
sense.
it?
That is absolutely good thing I'm the host. Guys, don't worry. I'm driving the ship today.
Guys, I'm not feeling good.
Okay, speaking of feeling good though, Fred VanVleet's trying to feel real good this summer because he thinks he's worth $30 to $35 million.
Why are you screaming?
I'm emphasized. Apparently the Raptors did offer me a $114 million deal. What was that? Is that Siri?
Where did that come from?
Oh.
He set Siri off with this.
Sorry, that was my Siri interjecting in the conversation right there.
I
Siri,
just heard that from like somewhere. I was like, what?
I'm
What's
like,
going on?
I'm
God
like,
is
is that
God-
like a
God, is that-
producer edge with Stevie over there?
is that God? Is that you? But look, the Raptors apparently
That's
offer
not funny. That's not funny.
the Raptors apparently offer Fred VanVleet $114 million. He seems to want a bit more. It's kind of like a Drew Holiday deal. Jelani, because you've been the least annoying person here today, I'm gonna let you go first. Is Fred VanVleet worth $30 to $35 million a season?
We say this usually. He thinks he's him.
Is he him?
No. He's asking for too much money, man. He's asking for too much money. If I'm the Raptors, 30 to 35, I'm sorry. I'm not giving him that deal. I don't know about you guys. I'm not. Personally, I think it's too much. Yes, he's a good player. Yes, he's paid his dues, okay, since getting on this team. We understand that he's a champion, all-star, right? But if you're looking at
Drake lookalike.
True. Drake's brother.
Brethren.
Yeah. But when you're looking at it and the whole perspective, I think that is too much for a guy that's had a lot of inconsistent play this season, man.
Yeah.
He's not shooting the basketball at the levels we expect. Yes, he's been a bit better as of late, but that's maybe just because the trade deadline is approaching, right? And if you invest all this money in him, that's basically telling me that you want to continue with this little cornerstone
Mediocrity.
thing with Siakam, with him. Moving forward, does that add to winning?
Yeah.
Moving forward, can VanVleet be your starting point guard if you're trying to make some noise in the Eastern Conference? Like real noise. I'm not talking first round. I'm talking about actually doing something, having those runs in the playoffs. I don't know about that. So right now, for me, no. You do not pay him. And you would want something back for him. Let's say you're not going to pay him. You don't just let him walk, okay? You get something back for him. That's why we're seeing all these teams right now interested, right? We talk about Suns, We'll see
Magic,
what happens with that
Pelicans.
situation. The Mavericks, you never know because aside from Luka and Dinwiddie, who's really there?
Christian Wood.
Who's really there? You know, I think he can
What
help
can
them
Wood
out.
do for you?
What can he do? You know? And then when you talk about Clutch client,
Where do you go to get the bag?
La
You
la.
call Rich Paul.
LA. You never know. So there's so many options. A lot of value here.
Raptors Twitter,
Yeah.
what do you think?
How much is Brunson making? 30 a year?
You got what, 120?
I think so.
Something like that, 4 years, 120, yeah?
Oh, that comes down to I can't.
That's the
I
math
can
of
do
$30
math.
million.
He was gonna say
yeah.
30, right? See, the thing is,
And Jalen Brunson was never an all-star before.
no, and Freddie was. And also at the same time, too, like, if a guy like Gary Trent, again, hasn't been an all-star, if he's out there thinking he can gather $25 million plus,
I'm not giving him that.
you might not, but is another team going to be able to do it? And if that's the case, like, does that not make a solid case for Freddie to ask for that kind of money, too? Like, I do think, like, based off this year's performance, it's not just him. Like, he's playing super well, but it's the fact that as he's playing well, the team isn't winning.
Yeah.
So you're not seeing his performance being conducive to winning on the court. And that's a good way to say that, yeah, he's not worth that much money. But at the same time, if you look at his past couple seasons, especially just last year alone already, it's the same guys, the same roster, the same kind of rules that they had, right? And you're wondering, like, this is not just Freddie's fault right now, whatever the Raptors are going through. This is a complete team problem that they're all facing.
Right.
So had things been different, had the Raptors been winning, as he's putting up these numbers right now, would we not be having the convo that perhaps he deserves that money?
Yeah. Look, the way I see what the whole...
Ooh.
Kids watching on YouTube, I'm so sorry.
I was serious for like 2 minutes there. That's
This
pretty
is
good.
the prime example of why you
pretty
stay away
good.
from drugs and alcohol because you end up like that.
I had coffee this morning. Maybe
Stay
just
away
don't
from
drink coffee
caffeine
then.
too. Stay away from caffeine too. Look,
No, but I think yeah. I'm not
go.
I think because he's not a role player, right? Like
Oh, thanks,
if a
Captain
guy,
Obvious.
Loving the show
No,
today.
continue. What are you saying?
you took no, it's all good. You
No, I'm
killed
saying.
my
No,
momentum.
I'm
I'm saying he's not a role player, and because he's not a role player, you're able to perhaps give him more money based off of what he produces.
Right.
But because the Raptors are losing while he's putting up these numbers, you can make the argument that, okay, maybe he's worth a little bit less. But I think at the same time, though, if he goes to a different team, they might be willing to give him that money. And
has a
that's
pedigree.
also because it's not just that. It's also because the roles that he has with the Raptors right now, like he's being asked to do a lot on the court. He's being asked to hold the ball for a while, asked to facilitate, asked to make those shots, defend at the same time as well. Like he's being put on the other team's point guard, right? I mean, Mikal Bridges last night, that was disgrace. Sorry, Freddie, but he ran past you the whole time. But for the most part, he's going to be a good defender. And that's what the other teams will bring him in for. Not just the catch and shoot, not just being able to maybe sometimes move the ball around, but also be that defender. So I can see him getting that money. But I think this season, just based off the Raptors' record, I don't think it's realistic because teams will be looking at that being like, well, you put up numbers, but your team was losing. So what does that tell us?
okay. Anything else, Sad?
That's rude. Like that's
No,
the end of my. That's it. Like,
I was like,
that's
okay.
he's like, okay,
Right.
next topic.
No. I understand exactly what you're saying, and it makes absolute sense that his production has not been up to his level, and the Raptors might think you're not worth it. But I will say this: Fred VanVleet has made the hashtag bet on yourself. Popular.
He said bet on himself. No, not funny. Not funny. Not funny at all.
Anyway, I think Fred VanVleet sees the market out there and see how a lot of guys get paid for doing a whole lot of jack nothing.
Right.
So that's why he hired Rich Paul, because he knows Rich Paul is the best agent
He
in the
puts
game.
you in the perfect
and Rich
spots.
Paul puts you in the best position to get the bag. And Rich Paul is going to make sure
That he's paid.
he gets the bag, right?
Yeah.
And I think with Fred VanVleet, why not see what's out there, right? The Raptors could still offer you the most amount of money, but why not try to see what else is out there, right? So that's that with Fred VanVleet. Now, another prominent member of the Raptors organization, Nick Nurse, head coach. Shams Charania is reporting that his future could come into question this offseason. People are not happy. People are upset. The vibes are off. The vibes are not like 3 in the key, immaculate, thanks to me. Noor, let's start with you. Ladies first, and I believe in chivalry.
Jeez.
Riz.
What a guy.
What's up with Nick Nurse? What do you think happens? And where do the Raptors and Nick Nurse go from here?
I think this is just speculation talk. Like, the Raptors are about to blow it up, so everyone's like, oh, but what else can we fleece off this team? What about the coach and stuff? And I think Nick Nurse, like, he's going to be entering his last year on the contract this summer. So that
Can't make him a lame dunk head coach.
no, I guess not. But I think because he's going to be entering his last year right now, he will look at this team and think, what do I want to do with this? Like, it's a matter of what Nick Nurse wants. Because I think he's earned the respect and trust of Masai and Bobby. Like, he will be there because of them. He got them the ring. He was there right after Dwayne Casey left. He was the assistant for a while, and I think the Raptors really value that in him. And he knows the culture. He understands the development program there. But I think in terms of the future of the Raptors team itself, if they do go younger, does he want to go and build a younger team? That's the question for him. It's like, does he want to be a part of something that's going to be now developing, or does he want to go somewhere where it's a finished product and he has to go help out the team and get them some wins? Because now it's not just going to be about winning, it's going to be about he's doing that right now in terms of like putting the players in their right roles, but now it's going to be like, I don't even know these guys, and I have to figure out who these guys are, put them in their right spots, make them flourish into what I think they should be. And that's a big task for a coach. And a lot of coaches in that process get fired because the people at the top don't think that they're doing the job that they should be doing as fast as they should. So it's up to Nick Nurse to think, do I want to be a part of this now rebuild? And do I want to have because I think as a coach, like, it's exciting to think, oh, now I have this handful of players in front of me who I get to curate the way that I want to. And I think with a guy like Nick Nurse, who's so out of the box, who loves to do the most unthinkable things, he will look at that as like, wow, palate cleanser. Let me go have a good run with this. I don't think he's had that before, right? He hasn't really had his own team to himself. Same thing with Masai. Masai's been wanting a rebuild for a long time. So now you have two minds there that know each other, that work well together, that are going to want to build the next generation of Raptors players. And it might flourish to something really nice, but it's just, if some other team that's already contending goes to Nick Nurse and goes, like, we would like to bring you on after his contract is up, I don't know. It's a matter of, would he want to go be a part of something younger, or does he want to go and be a part of something that's already been established? And I wouldn't blame him for either, because I think either way would be a good option.
Jelani?
Nick Nurse should stay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Listen, I think he's gotten a bad rap this year. He hasn't done a great job. I'll say that. You look at the way that there's a lack of developing the young guys on the team, and some guys that should be developing way more, a lot faster, right? We understand him just giving all these minutes to dudes, 40 minutes, 40 plus. That's an issue, right?
Yep.
But since he's been with the Raptors, okay, this is even before he was here a long time ago, okay? When Masai was here, that's when Nick was here as an assistant. He's paid his dues. He's had all these years. He waited his turn, right? Now, since 2019, remember, he's a champion. There's value in that. Okay.
Champion.
There's value in that. And then when you're talking about
Part of a champion.
Yes. When you're talking about the 5 years that he's been here, 2 of those years, 50 plus wins. The third time, he almost touched 50.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Touch
48.
them all, Joe.
Yeah. And so
Shout out to Joe Carter.
yeah, bro.
Are you like,
I'm just adding ad-libs.
Yeah.
right here, this is the hoops
I
basketball.
like ad-libs.
Ad-libs.
It's like Migos. They always add
Oh,
the
so when
ad-libs.
I talk
Travis.
in between, it's
It's like,
like,
but you-
why is this,
You know Travis?
why is she speaking out of turn?
Because you think it's the Grand
I'll give
House
you
Opera.
ad-libs.
You think it's the Sydney Opera House in here. You start singing, busting our opera tunes like that.
when I do the last, pull up the receipts.
The receipts will
When that
pull up
happened last
we
week.
got
You want me to- do you want me to-
we got them.
You know what?
Audience watching, comment below when I did the thing and let me know.
Oh, you know what? Don't worry. There's a blooper reel of Noor's whack
Why don't we
opera.
let
sing-
Jelani
Oh, yeah, we
finish
definitely
the
got
whole
that.
thing?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
Why
the
don't we
blooper
let-
reels on
We
deck.
got
Don't
the
worry.
bloopers.
You know what? Never mind. Don't finish Jelani.
But
then.
no, let's finish right now. So yeah, this is a guy. This is a guy that has got you 50 plus wins,
Diddy.
more than one time. Almost had it again, right?
Get
And
Nurse or die trying.
that's right. And on top of that, I love that. On top of that, the defensive side of the ball this year hasn't been as great.
No.
Okay, let's just face it.
Nope.
Right? However, remember what he's been able to do. 3 top 10 defenses since he's gotten the door. And then the other year, remember Tampa Bay, when we didn't plan for that, 15th. So that's still a top half of the league. This year, I know, but
it's mid.
No, but still, there's a respect factor there. That he's
Respect the mid.
over the years. No, that was a miss. Over the years,
okay.
Over the years, he's gotten more respect from around the NBA. And the thing is, it's not easy to find a head coach. Okay,
No.
You're looking at franchises, Orlando's, the Sacramento's.
Whoa! Don't disrespect Mike Brown like that.
No, I'm saying before.
Oh.
What happened before? They year after year after year,
Walton?
they try to find a dude and they
Garbage.
missed. Okay, so you're Charlotte. Like, there's so many teams out there that have been looking for that guy that can bring some consistency.
Timothy.
That can give him. That can
Him
give
nurse.
him nurse. That can give some value. That can give some value to a franchise. Nick Nurse has given that to the Toronto Raptors. Okay, you cannot bail on him just because there's one bad year. Okay, you can't bail on him because things haven't been going right. It's not just Nick Nurse. Okay, so you keep Nick Nurse in the door. All right, and you see how it goes from there. And I do believe if we get younger, I think he's going to be able to find a way to win games. Masai believes in that guy. Okay, you don't move off of him.
I think one thing about him, though, I would love for him to work on is his demeanor. And it's just like, I understand sometimes talking to media and bringing up players and their flaws and their fortitudes, like that might be encouraging to some players. But at the same time, I think we've seen how sometimes the players, you might lose the players in the locker room.
Yeah, the morale has been hit this season. That's also why we're not playing that great.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
The defense
Trade
is not there.
rumors.
The offense hasn't been as great. When the offense is not great, that trickles down to the defense.
It's all, I think it's all kind of like.
But it's the morale. It's the rumors have hurt this team so far this year.
And they curate in the locker room, and all that just kind of like flutters through on the court, and that's what we're seeing. Because again, my thing with this team was like they are the same exact team from last year. So what's happening?
And
like what's changing?
And I say if you give him a squad, because it's not a squad that can
They
do
gave him
anything.
a squad once. He won a title.
Okay,
with it.
so just trust in Nick. Okay, it's not only Nick. I think he doesn't even have the team at this point that can get anything done. So I'd say after what he's done so far, he's coached us 5 years. He's been one of the more successful coaches in the league. Okay, he's almost had 60% winning percentage.
Yeah.
You keep that guy. It's hard to find a coach in the NBA.
Yeah, he did also. He
do
managed temperaments when it came to bringing Kawhi over. You knew that Kyle Lowry was pissed. Apparently, Kawhi and Freddie were fighting. Like there was so much happening within the locker room back then that we had no idea. He dealt with that. He also dealt with Kawhi being load managed. He figured out how to win without Kawhi on the court.
Coach of the year.
And then let's not forget the infamous box and one. Who would have thought of that? Nobody in the freaking league would have done that in the final record.
To me, Nick is the best coach to ever be with the Raptors.
Whoa, Sam Mitchell.
No, I think Sam Mitchell. Shout out to Sam Mitchell, though. We respect him.
No,
Remember, Coach of the Year. But he's the best one to walk through that door. So you do not just bail on him after one bad year. These guys have gotten spoiled. Raptors fans have gotten spoiled.
They have been spoiled. Because the Raptors were absolute shit.
It was way worse than this.
The first 15 years of the Toronto Raptors.
Got the windy going on.
It was way worse than this.
Way worse.
All you Raptor fans that just became Raptor fans like 5 years ago.
Jeez, man.
Ask those real Raptor fans that were there back when Brian Colangelo was on the team. Rob Babcock.
Can I say for that though? For all you Raptor fans, let me defend you because I hate it when people bring up, oh, when I was back in the day, we had the Sprite Zone. We had one dunk a year, and we had to celebrate that. Sorry, you're freaking 35 years old and you have to experience the most negative part of the game. Sorry about that. I'm sorry that I joined when we had the We the North era. Sorry, I was given the proper thing.
Nobody was calling you out.
No, I'm just saying a lot of fans have this perspective. They're like, well, you think this is bad? You know what happened to me back in the 10 years ago? No one cares what happened to you 10 years ago. It's about right now. It's not good right now. I can address it that way too.
Okay.
No, we're not coming for you.
We're not coming for you.
I know.
We're coming for the fans that are acting like there should be a championship every single year. That's not how the league works.
Unless you
have
are a free
LeBron
agent
James
hotbed destination and you got number 23 from St. Vincent St. Mary High School from Akron, Ohio, LeBron James.
It's not going to be the case. You know? It's not going to be the case if you don't have those dudes. So
look, we hit 20 minutes. We didn't get a chance to talk with the Phoenix Suns or who to shit talk. But I will say this. Nick Nurse, Masai Ujiri are a top 5 coach executive combo in the NBA.
That's right.
If there's anybody that I trust to turn this organization around, it is those two. Raptor fans out there, time to cut ties with certain players. It's time to move on. Cut it. Great song.
Yep.
Now, before I say goodbye, any final comments, snide remarks, hurtful messages, Noor? Anything you want to say before I cut you off? No. You're done.
Why did
You're
she
done.
take so long?
You're done. Jelani, any final
I want to say
comments?
Masai and Bobby put the phone down. Don't let
Trade OG,
go.
trade
Don't
Fed,
let-
trade
don't let
Pascal,
OG
trade
go.
them all. Get
No,
them out of
but
town.
Listen, this is the pyramid, right? You got Freddie, you got Gary Trent, then you got OG. For me, of those three, I'd
That wasn't
rather
a
keep OG.
Oh, okay, but a pyramid can't be
OG?
built off 3.
I fucked up. That's not what I meant. But you got 3 players here, right?
Yeah.
Those 3.
Yeah, okay. You know
I
what?
would
Hey,
rather
hey,
keep.
hey.
So Masai, Bobby, please.
Masai, Bobby, don't listen to
If there's a good haul for him, you do it.
If you want a ball, give me a call. You know where to find
Honestly,
me
just
at.
get Scoot, man.
Scoot. This has been 3 in the Key.
Get Scoot.
Please follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever else you get your podcast services, Homestand Sports, Instagram, Twitter, all that fun stuff. We'll be back tomorrow. Yes, sir.
Scoot Henderson, you are a Toronto Raptor.